Welcome back, Thai Sports Talk. Smash the like, subscribe. 4 words for you lot. We are staying up. I said we are staying up. Don't talk about Manchester United relegation. That's done now. That dance is over. On to the next event. Manchester United are going to stay in the Premier League. 3 points away at Fulham. Big win. 1-0. And boy, the first half could have put me to sleep. The second half was better, but we got the victory. We walk out of there and we can get the coach back home and we can move on. But Manchester United will be staying in the Premier League. That's the first joke. The second one is, let's talk about the game. Guys, make sure you like this video. We've come away from a Sunday night and it's like, what is going on with this football team, man? I want to celebrate the win. Of course, I'm happy about it, but also the cracks are showing. The cracks are showing, but we're going to dive into it straight away because, guys, Lisandro Martinez has literally saved us. Saved us from a boring 0-0, a dull display again, lack of control, lack of personality at times. It's just flat. Like, I've got to be real. Like, I'm so glad we've won. I'm glad when we win any game, but I'm sitting there watching it and I'm just like, this is so flat, man. This is so like lacking injection, lacking pace, lacking a bit of dynamicness in the attack. Like, how are we gonna score? I'm looking at Manchester United right now, and I know we beat Rangers and obviously scored in the last minute there, which was brilliant. We come to this game against Fulham in these games in the league, and I'm like, how are Manchester United really gonna score goals? Because we just don't look threatening. And I'm sorry that I'm coming on here now and I feel like I'm being quite negative, but it's just like I'm surviving game by game by game. The Rangers won. We nearly drew that. Today, a dull 0-0. Didn't create many clear-cut chances or anything like that to shout about. I'm just like, we're crap. I'm literally feeling like we're crap. But I'll just take any win how they come. Like, I'm not going to... Beggars can't be choosers at the end of the day. And, you know, I've seen us win everything from the Premier League to the Champions League to the FA Cup. So I'm talking, 2005 upwards. I remember it. But now it's like, wow, man, I'm just desperate to see us win a game. And Lisandro Martinez, thank you, because I don't see how Man United were going to score in that game because we weren't creating chances. The attackers weren't doing much. The game was very slow tempoed. Fulham weren't doing much either. Look, let's not even try and say that it was just Manchester United. Fulham were not great either. The game was just dull. The game was just boring. There was nothing really happening. I was like, what am I even going to talk about? This is 90 minutes. There's not even a VAR or anything that I'm thinking, what do I talk about? But Lisandro Martinez, fair play to him. And I'm going to shout him out first of all, because for him, Lisandro Martinez has not actually had one of the better seasons in terms of when he first arrived and he came in under Eric Ten Hag. And, people were comparing him to Gabriel and people were saying the butcher and one of the best centre-backs in the league. I still think Martinez is a very good centre-back, but he's just not been hitting the levels of what we were used to in the first season. And when you set that bar high, you've then basically at Manchester United got to sustain that level or try and get better, because we're a fan base that we want to be winning games. We want to see the best players at the club get into the higher levels. We don't want to see players coming down or being criticized. Like, we don't want to do that. But Martinez this week, fair play to him, because he's had a good week. He was decisive in the goal against Rangers where he played the ball over to Fernandez. Great cross, by the way, on the left-hand channel. And tonight, again, pick up the ball at the edge of the box and having a little drive of it and saying, you know what, I've got no options left and right. I'm just going to have a shot. And sometimes when you're watching football, it's like, just have a shot. Take the shot off and see what can happen. Because one thing that's changed for me in football over the last 3-4 years, I'll say since COVID, by the way, because I've noticed this a lot since COVID, is that you don't see a lot of goals scored from range nowadays. It's always very well worked, team goals, closer to goal. You never really see someone just get from the edge of the box and just say, you know what, I'm going to lash it. And Martinez just thought, I'm going to lash it. And it took a great deflection in our favour. And it leaked over Leno. And, 1-0, we get the goal. And then we get through the last 15 minutes, really. But, we had to survive. Toby Collier, a great header off the line in the last 5 minutes. Knowing where to be at the right time. Getting it away from danger. Fair play to him for his cameo, by the way, because I thought not even just the goal line clearance. I thought Toby Collier has had some decent cameos when he's come on. I think what he's provided us with at Man United is legs in midfield, being able to travel with the ball, being able to cover ground and gain ground. Manchester United with Eriksen, Casemiro, Kobe as well, unfortunately, in the pivot, we've lacked legs. When you look at someone like Newcastle, Joe Linton, Bruno Guimaraes, Tonali, they eat up the ground. Teams that are very successful, Gravenberch, Curtis Jones, Szoboszlai, they eat up the ground. Declan Rice's. Man United have not got them profiles, and that's something that Man United need to improve on, obviously, in the summer. But at least Toby Collier coming through the academy, seeing a young player doing well, doing what he can when he gets minutes on the pitch. He's made a bit of a difference, and I'm kind of happy. I am happy for him. I don't think, oh my God, he's our saviour, but it's good to see Toby Collier contributing and making a difference, and you can see what he does bring to the team, even though he's not of the highest caliber. His legs and energy is something that Amorim has noticed, and that's why he's playing over Casemiro right now, because it does add something to our game. So Toby Collier, fair play for your contribution as well. Guys, we have to talk about a negative though. Rasmus Hojlund, you're just not good enough. Rasmus Hojlund, you're just not good enough. I don't know how Atalanta got £72 million from us for this striker. Like, I want every Manchester United player to do well. I want new signings to do well, and I will give them time. This guy's had 18 months, and I'm not seeing no improvement. Lost the ball 10 times in the first half. Not acceptable. Not a great finisher. Not great at pressing. Not great at holding the ball up. Not great technically in terms of giving goals and passing and linking up the play. Something Xerxes can provide. I don't know what you're doing as a Manchester United striker at number 9. Like, what are you offering me? If at least you're not contributing with GA, at least offer me something off the ball that I'm like, right, you're helping other players around you. You're helping the team get further forward. You're providing something. Rasmus Hojlund, unfortunately, in 18 months, you're not getting better. For me, you're regressing. And if we get an offer in the summer, I think we can definitely upgrade. I think I've had enough of him now. I wanted it to work out for him. I'm sorry, guys. Just not good enough. Backing into strikers, looks like he's wrestling with them every week. I've been sort of giving him a bit of time and saying, do you know what? I know when he gets a little bit of a run together, it might improve. The run's not happening. The technical play is not happening. Unfortunately, I think we've been absolutely robbed of 72 million. Him and Anthony combined 150 million. It makes me sick. But Xerxes for me provides much more. I know he's not an out-and-out goal scorer, but in terms of the team, we just look better with Xerxes in there. And he's a player that needs rhythm. He's like a Martial. You can't just drop him in and out every game and think they're going to do wonders. They need rhythm. They need to build them partnerships. But when Xerxes playing, I feel like we have a focal point more. He can give and go and link up with it better. He can retain the ball better, in the pockets. He's got that technical ability. Xerxes has to be the number 9 between now and the end of the season. I don't know what Amorim's going to see in Hojlund that we haven't seen already that makes him think he's a better option than Xerxes. I'm sorry. Xerxes has to be the striker. Hojlund is really struggling out there. He's low on confidence. And I love to see him turn it around. I love to see him improve. But when you watch a player and you just can't see it, that's how I'm feeling with Hojlund now. I just can't see it. So, yeah, big problem there. But Man United as a whole at the moment, we're just lacking that control in games. And I'm struggling to see where it can improve between now and the end of the season. I think I've just got to accept that this is what it is. And we're going to win some games. We're going to lose some games. We're going to draw some games. We've just got to go through it together, people. It's going to be an uncomfortable ride. I think in the league, we've just got to look to try and finish in the top half. I've already said it might be a blessing if we don't get European football next season, because I think Amorim needs time on the training pitch to drill in his formation, drill in the tactical side of things, because we're trying to get it, but then there's parts that we're just not getting. And it's like, do we want to be a counter-attacking team or do we want to be a controlling team? We haven't really got the profiles to control games. So, like, I'm hoping that all this is like a learning curve for Amorim to say, right, this is what I want in the summer. Because next season, at this point next season, I'm going to be looking at him and I want to see us having more controlling games. I want to see the full style of play. And this is not me having to go at Amorim. I really like Amorim and I like what he says and the way he speaks and the way he conducts himself. But between now and 12 months' time, I want to see him flood out who we don't want and get in the profiles we need. And I'm going to be watching that closely. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens now, because I feel like Man United right now, everyone's on trial. Everyone's on trial, and including Amorim to an extent that, people are watching his selection and what he's doing when the going gets tough. But I've already seen Manchester City away, we've beat them. Liverpool, we've got a result away. Arsenal, we've gone in the FA Cup and knocked them out. We can get big results against the big teams and step it up. But now I want to see this consistent level against teams that on paper we should be beating. But you just don't know what we're going to get from Manchester United this week and next week. Crystal Palace at home, another tricky game. Eze, Mateta, they're going to cause us problems. So let's see what happens. But I'm taking the win. Martinez has dug us out again. Manchester United are staying in the Premier League. Toby Collier, good introduction. and Rasmus Hojlund. I'm sorry, but again, you know, the bar's gone down again. I don't know if you're gonna last here at this football club, and it's just a conversation that we have to have. But yeah, I thought the defense done pretty okay today. By the way, I will shout out the defense. I think we nullified Fulham, who have been in form this year. Let's give credit to Fulham; they've done well this season. You know, Jimenez didn't have a lot of chances. Smith Rowe, Iwobi. We kept a lot of them quiet. So on the positive side, I've got to say, like, okay, defensively, we were resolute. We did do our jobs there, and I'm happy that the players did do their jobs there, because a clean sheet would go a long way for their confidence. De Ligt came off at halftime. Euro came on, you know, so Martinez got the goal. Maguire was solid. Onana was okay as well. So hopefully we can just, you know, move forward from this, because we don't know what we're going to see next week. But it's a big 3 points. Manchester United 1, Fulham 0 at Craven Cottage. Guys, make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe. Get your comments in as well. Let me know what I maybe didn't touch on, or what you agree with, what you don't agree with. And I hope you enjoy the content. But yeah, guys, have a blessed one. Manchester United are staying up. Back.